Hello, creatives. Thank you for dropping by. Before we get started, please hit that like, the subscribe button, notification bell, and if you're getting something out of these videos, please share them with someone. I do them mostly for me, but if they're helping you out and you think they would help someone else out, please share them. I would really appreciate it. It'll help our channel grow, and that's always a good thing. And I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you. So today's thought, it's an interesting one. It takes 10,000 hours to mastery. This is one of the commonly held beliefs. And or 10 years, one of those works, they kind of interchangeable, those two ideas, right? One is by Malcolm Gladwell, and the other one is the accepted thought of 10 years to mastery. It's funny because it's usually said 10 years to an overnight success. And usually when you find someone is being called an overnight success, they've been at whatever they're doing for about 10 years. And then all of a sudden they get discovered. All of a sudden it's like, look at this talent. They're incredible. But they've only been doing it for 10 years nonstop, polishing, refining, and working at their craft, whatever it may be. But they've been at it for a long time. 10 years is a long time. It's a big chunk of your life to dedicate to something. So today's thought is that no great thing is created suddenly. Many times we want things to happen right away. If not today, then tomorrow. We want the instant recognition. We want things to happen yesterday. If you live in my city, you want things to happen yesterday. And even yesterday could be a little too slow. But as you start to realize, especially when you take on creative projects and things like that, or you start building a business, what you start to find is that nothing great happens suddenly. Nothing great is created suddenly. If you take some time to study history of people who were very successful in whatever endeavor, in whatever sphere of life, and you take some time to study their lives, you start realizing that it takes a long time to get to what people perceive to be success, to be considered proficient, to attain some level of mastery at what they're doing, when they're considered experts or they're considered masters at their craft. It takes time. It takes 10 years or longer. Some people even longer than 10 years, and or more, much more than the 10,000 hours. And when you start realizing that if you want to create something great, it's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take long hours. It's going to take pouring yourself into something and be committed, sometimes obsessed, to the point where you phase out everything else of life except for that thing that you're really focused on. When that starts to happen, first of all, you'll have people calling you crazy. Yes, that will happen. You have people saying you're wasting your time. You'll have people saying, "Why would you want to devote yourself to something, so wholeheartedly, so focused?" And most of those people just won't understand what it means to be dedicated to a particular path in life. It takes commitment. It takes a certain level of obsession. It takes the willingness to look foolish, to constantly learn, to constantly be a beginner and not have an ego about it. Because if you don't have an ego about it, you can even learn more and more and more as you're constantly emptying your cup to put more information in, to get better at what you're doing. That takes very little ego, and it takes a willingness to learn. When that starts happening in life, and you'll have people, naysayers, you'll have haters, it all happens. Don't pay attention, because if you really focus on something and focus on achieving something great, that's par for the course. That will come with you trying to become great. It has to happen. That's almost a given. Hey Lizzie, how are you? So don't worry about it too much. Understand that nothing great is created suddenly. I really, really like the 10-year overnight success because it's a great paradox. And if you study history and if you study people who are considered famous and people who have done great things in their lives, it's usually after 10 years that all of a sudden they get their big break and then, then declared, oh man, he's an overnight success. Yes, I've only been doing this for 10, 15, 20 years. So the thought that I wanted to take today is embrace the person that you become on the journey to achieving something great. I know it's a mouthful, but that's the thought encapsulated. You have to transform who you become in order to get to something great. That is going to transform you. And when you start understanding that nothing great happens suddenly, you start realizing, okay, I'm going to have to transform who I am, how I am as a person. And that's going to take time. And then when you realize that it's going to take time, that greatness that you're going to achieve isn't going to be too far away. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next week, but it will happen. Persistence always outworks talent. There are many talented ruins in life. Be persistent, be consistent. That's what you need to get to that greatness. Above all, be uncommon. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Take care.